Hey scrappy friends, welcome back. To Helen here for the Hey Little Magpie creative team. I have a layout for you today using the Good Vibrations collection from Pretty Little Studio, and I start the video with showing you a new technique that I have seen on Insta from one of the wax people that I follow. Really love it. I need a little bit more practice at it, but I'm really happy with how what I do turns out. I'll start the video with that, and then we are going to move on to using those seals on a layout. Before we get started, if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what you've enjoyed about the video. I'm not sure what to say, use an emoji just for the sake of engagement. That out of the way, let's get scrapping. Okay, so what we're doing is a technique that I saw on Insta. Somebody I follow on Insta. We're going to do the thistle because I'm doing a page for my Scotland album. There was another one I was going to do as well, but I can't find where I've done that. So just a little bit of wax. Give that a smear. I want 3 of these. Let's try here. I'm going to smear the other way. Okay. So that's that colour. I'll be right back when second colour's melted. Okay, so the green, by the way, was from Forest Floor. Now got a purple from Purple Rain, and we are going to do the second smudge with the first. It's going to overlap the first one a bit. We're going to have to move this one. Oh, we got the idea of the first one. That's the first one's how you did it right. Right, let me just clean up and melt some white. This is from Single Colour White Waxes. Heat up your stamp. Get a heat gun that you've preheated. Circular wax. Pop your other colours on top. Give it a bit of a blast, not too much because you're going to send it everywhere else. And stamp your stamp. Let that cool and we'll have a look. Okay, so let's take a look. So I've used a little bit too much wax on this one, but I like it. There we go. And what we might do, if I can find it, is paint the thistle. Sorry, I went out shot. Colour the thistle in. I can see where it is. Cut them bits off the end. So I've done 3. I think I used too much wax on the third one. There you have it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go use these in a page. Stick around if you want to see that. So these are the photos I'm scrapping. They are Mr. Ding and I and my sister and brother-in-law at John O'Groats last May. Picture in the middle is of my hot dog lunch. I just asked for a hot dog and it was amazing. So there's a selfie I took of the 4 of us waiting for our lunch, and then there's a picture that my sister took of just the 2 of us. Just me and Mr. Ding. So as I said, I'm using Good Vibrations from Pretty Little Studio. I had flipped through all the papers and thought, you know, I actually like this stripy one. So I've just cut this to 4 inches wide. So we are doing it visual thirds across the page, and I'm just cutting some white cardstock to mat the photos. I do give them a little bit of separation between each. It, you know, gives you a little bit of a border around them all, and it also
gives you that wiggle room, straighten them up if you've at some point not got them quite straight. Trimming off the top just to give me that one panel to move them around. So I, from speeding this up, you've not got me at the beginning of the video going, I don't know what I'm doing. I've picked this, I've made these wax seals, I've picked this collection, I've picked these photos, and I've not got a clue. So we're at this point going through the box to see what we've got. And I then had this idea of doing shards up the page and shards along the page. And I didn't decide if I was just going to do them as they were from the paper or like cut a circle and cut shards as templates. So I start by doing this, cutting shards as templates, and then you'll see in a minute that this isn't actually what I stick to. I decide that I need the shards to be 6 inches long for them to stick out far enough. So I abandoned the template idea, and then just from 3 of the pattern papers, 4 to begin with actually, of the pattern papers, I just cut a bit off. So I just go from one corner to part way up the opposite side and cut them off. I then trim the top of some of the shards off, and you'll see me do that in a minute. I was just marking halfway up the page there so I knew where my shards are meeting, and making sure as well that where they're meeting is underneath my photos. So just arranging how I want them here, and yeah, this is where I trim off some of the tops to give the tops different angles for them fitting on the page how I like them to. And I am trying to do different widths of shards as well. So I do end up taking the monochrome, like greeny ones out, and you'll see that in a minute. But I'm just here going through and cutting my different shards at this point. And then once they're all done, I have a bright idea. Once they're done, I have this really bright idea to do something on the background, and you'll see that come together in a minute. But I also, before that happens, I want to die cut some pieces. So I use the new metal dies from Hey Little Magpie, and I cut a border and I cut a film strip, and I'll show you that in a minute. Just as anchor points for the where my seals are going for the embellishment points on the page. So this is it. I get my brayer and this is mustard seed. I brayer some ink out along the background, and then I am going to originally think of using a stencil to stamp into, but there's too much of it in with the shards. It raises up the stencil a little bit too much. So you'll see what I mean in a minute. But going back to the shards, sorry, I did skip to explain that I do actually distress around all the edges of the shards and all the edges you're going to see anyway, and the right hand side of the pattern paper that I've got there is that strip. That has stuck down pretty well, so I couldn't lift that up. So I do manage to get the distress piece around there. So here we go. I have cut these metal from the metal dies. That packet, I've got about 4 different border strip die cut sets from Hey Little Magpie in there, and I've used the latest one here, this loopy border. So I've cut that in black card for some contrast between the different layers of the layout. I've then um, decided actually, I wanted to add some stamping to the background. So what I do is I add masking tape off the area that I want to create a stamped shard, and then I get some of the Halo Magpie stamps. So this is the background one. I first go in stamping it actually on the block, but of course because the distressed edges of the shards kind of raise the edge of where the block is too much, it doesn't make contact. So I just roll the stamp and hold it in my hands and just ink the bit in the middle. Um, I also get this other set from Hey Little Magpie with the different circle stamps on it, and I just stamp love randomly in there as well. And then I move my washi tape down to the next space, and yeah, do the same there again. So just, yeah, roll the stamp, just ink on the middle, do first, second generation stamping, and then stamping the circle with love in it. So that's those done. just going to clean the ink away, and I've run out of baby wipes, so I've got black ink all over my fingers at this point. Okay, sticking the photos back down, and then, so with some of the pattern papers, I have cut the film strip, and I've just cut that in half because it's going to tuck under the paper, and I've cut this spider stem piece as well, spider's web piece as well, and then I use that spider's web piece as my anchor point for the circular centre of it for my wax seals. I then regret cutting it down, and because I do need it coming out a little bit further that side, so I get the full one back again and put another one of the wax seals on there. So really liking this as it is at the moment, but I do feel it maybe need a little bit more. Oh yeah, double-sided, the double-sided adhesive spots there for the wax seals. So I do go through the embellishments. I've got quite a few of the word embellishments and flowers, so I'm just pulling them all out there. You can see the wax seals I've created previously with bits of paper, and I also get one of the labels off one of the cut part sheets as well. The best is going to be my title, and I will fit some journaling on there somewhere eventually. So there's not much left of this video, so please, as I said at the beginning, do subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. On the Hey Little Magpie channel, we have lots of members of the creative team that are adding videos regularly now, so do check them out. And um, yeah, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all that other lovely stuff. So yeah, just finishing the layout off here now. Just start sticking the embellishments down. I'm using wet glue in a fine applicator bottle. I haven't put my fine tip on there yet. I do have it somewhere. um, and just popping everything underneath and adding my layers. I think a couple of things end up layered slightly different from how it was when I first laid them down, but I'm really happy with that. I'm just still going through the ephemera as well to see if there's any other little bits I want to add. There was much more left of this video than I thought there was when I did my wrap up bit, my wrap up speech. Um, there are stills at the end. Somebody's asked me to do just a still of my layout before I start doing my zoomy and all of that. So there is that one first. Oh yeah, with the label I do tuck that under my wax seal. The date's going to go on that label. But yeah, almost done. I promise this time. 3D foam up on the title so it's the same height as the photos, and then sticking that label down, and we're done. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.